let it do its own thing and die off whenever it feels like.
Is it just me, or if this is a point, right? I mean, like, obviously Epic is going to make their money. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to sell plenty of copies of Judgment. If there was a time to try something, is it just me, or would the time be now to test how this works before these new systems come out, to find out maybe what exactly they want to do? They've said a lot of things they're doing in Judgment are experimental, you know? Pete tweeted the other day, I don't know if he was talking about DBNO or what he was talking about, the game just in general. He said that certain things that are being implemented into Judgment are a test, and he doesn't know how they're going to, you know, some things are going to turn out, you know? Yeah. I mean, I just feel like if there was any time, give Gears a shot and just see if the snowball effect happens. Give that matchmaking system. It's not going to just please the competitive gamers. You know what I mean? I don't care about just competitive. I care about everybody. People just having fun simply playing the game. The game's having more people to play it. You know, if they give that to us, then maybe we'll have some sort of snowball effect that will get us, you know, slightly bigger tournaments. If they support the little things that we're doing, you know, Barbosa talks about it all the time. He talked about that in his IPL interview. I watched that too. He said nonstop how big of a deal it is to support the little guys. I'm not saying Epic throws money at us, but if you give us something that we can work with, maybe we could turn that into something.
Yeah.
At least, you know, give us something to work with though. But if you give us, you know, what you call it, a paintbrush and no paint and a canvas, I can't really do much with it. You know,
right?
Give me paintbrush and a canvas. All right, well, you know, let's get some fucking work done. Then let's see what we can do and what we could turn this into, and then maybe our game could start to turn, not, well, I mean, it's literally Epic's game, but the game that we play can start to turn into something that we've always wanted for years now. We can get that nostalgic effect that we used to have at Gears of War 1, you know? Like, you know, that there's some things I think that, like I said before, that I think Epic is doing that are just awesome. There are some things that are just outstanding, like the removal of stock power. All those other things we talked about are great. You know, the movement system is better than ever. You know, that's the one thing over every single Gears game that I feel like has improved to a point now where I don't even think anything is wrong with it whatsoever. But it's like, we need that ranking system. If we don't get that, I mean, I don't know what to say, because there's no way we're going to hit anywhere near towards what our goals are going to be as a competitive community, or even just as players in general. We're going to be stuck with the same effect we had at the end of Gears with 3. So my bad.
Hey, Lauren, you know how you mentioned that you feel like customization, I'm going to play devil's advocate on you this time. So customization, you know, needs to be in the game, and I don't know if you were speaking more towards like private settings or just in general, broad statement. There needs to be more customization that helps the longevity. I'm gonna again go look at the Halo community and their customization options. Although it was limited, if you've seen some of that discussion going on between those guys that make the decisions there and determine what settings are going on, a lot of them are stripping down all of the things that are in Halo and making it very, very much so like Halo 2-ish, Halo 1-ish. And in my opinion, what that does is it limits the viewability of the game. So in that sense, customization is bad, because they're running rampant with the game and saying, "Oh, we're gonna change this, we're gonna change this, because this isn't competitive. This isn't skilled enough. I need to make it as skilled as possible so that no one else knows what the fuck is going on, and everyone that's playing, all 1,000 of us playing, can have the best time possible."
Alright, I think you're probably right there. I think there's probably a limit where customization needs to be kind of stopped, and also because eventually you'll end up wasting man hours, but I'm talking about, like, you know, when you're improving a user experience. So, like, something like being able to lay out your buttons, that improves a user experience. And that, you know, I'm going to go ahead and shamelessly plug Razer, but...
Oh, boy. Advertisements!
No, but
I'm just kidding.
Just saying, from what I've been working with in Arctic, I know you work with Razer, so we do a lot of products too that have customizable options. Just like, you know, based on us offering that, we generate a lot, because that's what gamers want. They want to be able to customize how they use their in-game stuff.
Yeah, that's like one of the most important things in gaming, period. Doesn't matter competitive or casual. Just having the option in front of you means you can do it. If you don't even have the option, if that's what you want to do, you can't do it. It just sucks, you know?
That's just button layouts, but like if you're talking about, like, you know, editing map design, creating new weapons, and yeah, there's a point where it just kind of gets like to be too much.
Yeah. Legacy said that they've. I haven't even checked the recent settings, but I was playing around with some of the stuff that people wanted to implement, and I think it was Ghost that wanted just battle rifle and sprint and nothing else. Like you couldn't use armor abilities. So I was like, man, trying to make that awfully close to old school Halo. So I think that's really interesting.
Yeah. I mean, changing out button layouts, that's been around forever.
Yeah, that has.
That's a staple of Xbox.
That has.
So when you're removing something that people are extremely accustomed to, and I don't really know why.
You talking about the Y button add-in?
Yeah, I'm not saying that I'm not going to use it, because I probably will.
Well,
because I can more easily adapt to using different buttons. But
yeah.
We're talking about like improving user experience. And when
most times that add-in's actually like a positive though, because the D-pad is this kind of. I mean, it was their thing for the longest time, but it's flawed only because of the controllers. Like I haven't had a problem with that. Whenever I played Gears, I got the MLG controller. I had a better controller that didn't fuck up like that, like the typical Microsoft controller. But I remember through all the games, like happened every day I played, I would hit the D-pad and I would get a different weapon from what I pushed. It's just a flaw.
And this is why companies, release products with mappable buttons, because people actually use them and they actually want them.
Onza. Just saying.
There you go.
I mean, like,
I
even...
didn't have to be in charge of
No,
that.
I mean, I was going to do it for you. I was like, all right, here, I'm at part of it. I'm about to give you a plug.
She was alluding to it, like...
You just led to it so unintentionally or positively, intentionally without trying to say it. I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. But,
it's
like,
in the
even just
controller.
seeing on, like, the Onza, just, like, when they first came out and seeing that there was 4 different separate buttons, that was just awesome to see that option, like, just... Those different controllers, I'm not going to say, well, I guess it's technically third party. I mean, those just different types of controllers are just awesome to see because, you never know. Like, that might be something that you need to really change your game if Microsoft's system is flawed. So, I mean, they're awesome to see. But again, it just goes back to the same premise that we've been talking about most of this time, is that if the games can be successful, we have to have customizable features. I'm really happy that Epic is trying so hard now. Trust me, like, even though I might seem like a dude who just bitches all the time, I do really appreciate it. It's awesome. Like, that you guys got to go there and play it ahead of time and give opinions is sick.
There we go. There we go.
We never had it before. Like, it's awesome. So, I mean, if they fix that matchmaking system, though, we get weapon balancing, I think we are in a really cool spot,
Yeah. So, I don't want to go too much longer here. How long have we been yapping at it? Yeah. So if there's any other questions that you guys have that we haven't already answered or talked about, go ahead and ask. Both from Kenny, Lauren.
And judgment is not a mint. but I could see it as like a delicious option if Epic wants to, partner with like Alchemist or something.
He goes chocolate, judgment, ice cream.
Will there be prone? Now, what do you think of no Lancer Nasher combo? You can actually pick up the combo if you have a Lancer, you kill someone with a shotgun, you pick up their shotgun with your pistol, you then have Lancer shotgun.
Oh yeah, I forgot about it. That's also another weird thing, just because it's so different.
Oh,
everybody's so used to it.
You know what's really cool is that you don't waste any time picking up ammo. Like, if you kill someone and they have your gun, it automatically picks up as you run over it. So that's really cool.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's a good thing. That's like every shooter has that. So
yeah.
I'm kind of glad they did
nice.
that.
And I don't like, the picking up action. It was just kind of unnecessary.
Yeah, and sometimes you fucked up if stuff was right next to each other,
I know you're like trying to like revive someone, you pick up their gun, or vice versa.
So assuming that we can talk about loadouts, and camos are part of loadouts, I'm going to go ahead and say that the camos, there are some camos.
So like actual character camos?
I said gun camos.
Oh, gun camos.
Although I think in a video someone said that someone was wearing black armor, so I don't know. I don't know about that.
You don't know if that was a different like character or just the actual character.
Yeah, like the Onyx Guard or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, if they had an actual character camo, that'd be pretty cool. As long as they weren't silly ones like I don't know, just like some all gold camo. It's like here we go again with the gold.
that just goes to the same thing with intent. What am I looking for? Motivation to play, I guess. It was a different word I was looking for, but incentive to play. Like if you earn cool things like that, it just makes the experience that much better for anyone who plays the game. If you had camos and things like that you earn ranks and stuff. To customize your weapons, things that you don't have to.
That's a custom experience, and it improves user experience without doing anything to the balance of the game.
Yep.
And that's the customizations that I am all for.
Yeah, that would just be awesome.
Someone said, did they fix Nasher hit detection issue? I don't know what... are you talking about the magnetism? I'm not sure what you were talking about with the hit detection. What specific issue?
In regards to hit detection, though, how would you guys, if you're allowed to speak of it, of course, describe the hit detection and Judgment compared to other Gears games? Would you say very good?
From what I've seen, the hit detection is spot on.
It's pretty good. So I think, like if you get in cover on Gears 3 or any Gears prior to Judgment, if you get in cover, there's some spots that you can't hit people, even though you can see them. I'm pretty sure, and I should have looked at it more carefully when I was there, but it seems like if your body is exposed and you shoot someone, regardless of what piece of cover they're on, you're going to get a hit now. I think. I felt like I saw that a couple times, but I wasn't specifically looking for it. So that's something that either maybe Quinn or Pete or whoever can talk about and clarify. But I thought I saw that.
Yeah, that's amazing if that's the case. And that's been an issue in every Gears game, I think.
Yeah, it has.
There's angles in every single Gears game. Gears 1, on Canals, for example, like Hoffman and Cole can get hit in certain spots, but other characters just same exact spot, same exact angle, they don't get hit, I'm sure you remember exactly what I'm talking about.
Fine. Totally.
Yeah, then you got females in this game, three at least.
Why are you guys hating on females?
It's like that.
You guys are so sexist.
I'm not hating on females. I'm hating on how they were broken because they claimed they were fine, but they obviously weren't.
In certain situations where you sat on a cover and a person was looking at you, their head was not in the same exact spot. You take a Pharaoh guard, you can headshot in a certain spot. You take a female, you can't. Even some other characters you couldn't. Like the hitboxes definitely were slightly different, or at least the design of the character was not the same for exactly every single character. I'm not saying it was.
With Savage Candace
yeah, certain characters just seem like they absorb more. Now, whether that's accurate or not, who knows? It could be all in our heads, and we're just making bullshit excuses to make ourselves sound like better players. Who knows? But in retrospect, though, if that situation is fixed, though, and it's as good as you say, I'll be stoked. That's another improvement that I didn't even know existed. So that's awesome if that's the case.
Waldo made a good point that you will be able to escape bad situations. That is very true, especially maps that are vertical. You have people that which reminds me, nobody said this, Pucca and Rob, I'm kind of mad at you guys. Spotting. How important is spotting? Like, if you don't spot people in this game, they will disappear on your ass, and you will not know where they are at because of the verticality now.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can get away.
A couple of people mentioning the spot grenades and being able to see people through walls. Believe me, it's not as crazy as you think, because people in this game just scurry really fast and you lose them completely. So the spawning grenades actually have a very good role to play.
I don't see any more questions that I really...
one small one. Any news on the stem shield? Any changes or anything on that, or is that still in the game?
It's
still there, right? Like
stem shield, like the power up?
Yeah, like that power up. Is there?
Talking about loadouts. I don't know if it's okay to talk about it. I don't know.
No, you probably can't. No, then just say no.
I don't know. Did they show it in any gameplay?
Just say no big deal. My bad. I didn't know if you were allowed to or not, or if anything was said. I couldn't find anything on it. That's why I asked.
So loadouts, you'll be able to pick different stuff: your rifle, your pistol, and grenade.
Word.
Sophia's red hair does flow beautifully.
Does it?
That's important.
Any more questions? Describe new sawed off. Rob, how about you describe the new sawed off?
I don't know what you're talking about. What can I say about the sawed off? Using the weapon itself, they showed it in the video. I'm guessing that's why everyone's asking about it.
Yeah.
I haven't actually seen the gameplay videos yet.
Yeah, they showed it in the video.
Yes, it had 2 shots. The color for it is a lot more narrow than Gears 3. Because Gears 3, I could pretty much shoot it, and I could be aiming at, the river, and you're 5 feet away, the opposite side, and it blows you up because the Gears 3 sawed-off is ridiculously strong. This one, the cone is very small. Like, everyone's complaining, oh my god, it's got 2 shots, got 2 shots. The amount of times, not only me, but other people trying to use it, missed sawed-off shots were happening left and right. You would hear sawed-offs going on left and right, and no one's dying, because you actually have to put it center on your target.
Yeah. So they didn't make it so ridiculously
You have to
easy.
aim with
They just be
sawed-off.
like, oh, hey, I see you. Oh, look, you're now
No,
missed.
you don't. I'm not saying you hold the left trigger and aim, but it's like, you don't have a cone that's 8 feet wide. You have a small little cone that fires direct. It's a powerful shot. It's right there in the center. You got to make sure you're dead center on your enemy, or else, because if you fire from the side, you're gonna whiff it, and they're gonna bust you in the face with whatever weapon they got.
Okay, so not talking about balance, I didn't like the sawed off. I'm just gonna say I didn't like when other people use the sawed off. That's all I'm gonna say. Make your own conclusions off of that. I did not like the sawed off.
I didn't like it either.
Rob was using the shit out of it, and I did not like it.
I used it. Like I said, I had a mission. I had a mission to prove a point, and I abused the sawed-off. I enjoyed it because hearing my name get yelled, especially by Gold Glove, GG Love fucking hates me because of what I did. But just the way I kept bodying with it, and especially on the level streets, like we said before, the choke points. Like I would take over. No, not even camping. I would take over an entire street.
Yeah,
Take over an entire street, and I would hold it down by myself. And there's even times like what was the map? The big one, gondola. Like free fall even on gondola. I didn't even have to hide. People knew where I was. Ask Arctic. They knew Ocelot's over there with a fucking sawed off. They would push me, and you'd hear me giggle and then kill people.
Yeah.
The entire time. It's not about camping. It's the fact that you have to aim it, and that makes it actually a weapon that I enjoyed using even more. And because 3, you can just run up, roll, whiff it, and then I got a double kill.
See, I'll clarify. I didn't like it in Free for All more so than like some of the other stuff. But Free for All, I didn't like it particularly because you want to kill people as fast as possible because you don't want your kills stolen. So you're gonna run around with a Gnasher, yeah. I mean, you get your ass blasted because we were obviously playing with people that could aim. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm done. No more sawed off for me.
Someone said that you're basically admitting that it's broken at launch, and I would have.
It's not broken.
No, because
it's not broken.
Many things. First of all, we played and tested. What we played and tested is not necessarily how the game is going to come out, which is part of the reason why we didn't talk about it, because we can't guarantee that what we played is going to be
right.
What is shipped. So no, it's not broken.
It's not broken. I just didn't like... The reason I'm saying I didn't like it is because Rob was running around trolling everyone with it. So, I tried using it. It was okay. I didn't have as much success with Rob, or as Rob did. But...
Parker's got a great question. I can't believe even I didn't bring this up. Anything you guys can say on the retro? We haven't spoke about it at all.
I didn't use it a whole lot. I talked about that in my overview video. I didn't use it that much. Quinn actually used it a lot more than me when he played with us a couple times, and it felt like fighting against it felt better than it did on Gears 3. But he was better than everyone else there with the retro, so I think he likes that weapon or something. I don't know. Pucca or Rob, did you guys use it?
The retro charge works. I like that. We all know Gears 3 retro is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like the Gears 3 retro though.
Yeah, that's true. Retro was fixed. Is that the proper word to the charge? The retro charge is fixed.
Yeah.
And retro melee didn't seem as bad either.
speaking of that, speaking of retro charge, you know, like in Gear, you can retro charge and like flip someone. Like if they hit the gas, you still stab them.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like you could, but this one there was no. You had to actually hit them with the charge. There wasn't no just brushing up against them and getting it. Like you know, same thing with the chainsaw or the sawed off. Like I said before, you actually have to get your target when you do it.
Right.
So that's a good thing. It's not like you're being sucked into a fan for any of these, like most of the weapons. Because wasn't the same thing about the chainsaw? Like we said, the chainsaw fan, like we talked about in our videos before, it's smaller.
Yeah, it's a lot harder to chainsaw people now as well. You don't get that suck in that we're all used to. Vacuum.
Oh, that's gone, isn't it? Even on the chainsaw too.
Yeah, it's not as offensive.
Yeah, I heard about that. That sounds actually really cool. That always sucked in like Gears too. Like when someone tried to chainsaw you, feel like you got like sucked into it. You couldn't really get out of it. But yeah, it's cool if it's gone.
It's the fact too, like I said with the retro, same thing. If someone revved their chainsaw on me and they were right next to me and they kept walking, I just kind of moved to the side. It didn't suck me in. They missed me completely, and I was able to give them.
And you just get them. Yeah, that's awesome. That works the same way with the charge too, huh? I kind of zoned out for like 10 seconds, but the charge too, it's not going to work for that reason either, right? It's not like a sucking you into it, really. Like if you sidestep it, they just come flying past you and you can just kill them, I guess.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's pretty cool.
They missed. That's what it felt like. You have to hit it, and you will be punished by any weapon. If you miss, you know, even the Nasher, once you miss, you're going to be punished.
Yeah. There's no major events coming up that we're going to see Judgment at, right? Like the next time we're going to see it is going to be like basically launch, isn't it?
Is it going to be at PAX East?
PAX East.
Is PAX East?
No, PAX East is in April. Or no, wait. It's
PAX East is
in
26, 24, but it comes up. It's either coming out that week or the week after, in March.
Yeah, it's around the same time.
19th, doesn't it?
Oh, it comes out in March. I was thinking May for some reason.
Comes out right before PAX.
Yeah, so.
Okay, so it will be at PAX East.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any other questions that we haven't talked about.
How are the sensitivity settings?
They were on 20s when we were there. I don't know if they're going to change it or not. So, I think I played all 20 while I was there. Or maybe I played 20... No, I didn't. I played 20... 15, 13 is what I played.
I played 1 3. Saw them.
Lame. Alright, any more questions? Stream? Does wall bouncing seem more smooth to you? Yes. And also someone asked me about alternate controls. Alternate controls are fixed. I talked about it in my video. There was actually an issue where coming off of cover, you had to re-hit your sprint, or what is it, your roadie run button. Someone also mentioned Boomshot, so I'll mention that as well. So, or you guys can talk. I'm the only one that used alternate controls, I think. So, coming off of cover when you roadie run, you had to, on Gears 3, you have to re-hit your roadie run button in order for that to happen. So now if you wall bounce into cover, you pop off cover, and continue your run, you can still be holding down the roadie run without having to repress it again. So that was fixed. That was like one of my biggest pet peeves there. So they fixed that. Felt great. Wall bouncing was pretty good, and I was using my lovely Razer controller. Plug.
Oh, God.
I love your shoes. Plugs there.
Last question, and I'll let Rob and Pucca answer this one as well. How did you guys feel about the boom shots?
Boomshot, you want to go first?
You go first.
Boomshot, it's not as strong as it was in 3. I felt that people could shoot at you, and if they didn't directly hit between your shoes or direct impact you, it wasn't where you're going to be blown up by the splash next to you. You could actually bait it when the boom landed near you, and you would only take, half damage, quarter damage, whatever the case may be, but you now have a chance to escape a boom guy instead of pretty much seeing one and then, kissing your ass goodbye.
Yes, I agree. And I also think that with the addition of the Mushka, you have...
we didn't talk about the Mushka, but yeah.
That's the gun that bounces the, it looks like the Halo.
It's like a flat cannon.
Gun.
It's like a flat cannon.
Yeah, that thing is sick. I saw that, I thought it was so cool.
I just want to say real quick about that weapon. Every time someone got a kill with it, our entire test team would shout "Mushka" really loud.
Mushka!
They hated me with it.
It's a fun gun. I mean, the grenade's bouncing. I mean, you hear them. You hear it go ting 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 as it bounces around you. I think direct impact kill people. I'm not mistaken. I don't remember.
Yeah, they do, and they are so satisfying.
It is. With direct hit, it feels good.
What that reminds me of back in the days when people used to try to take torques and try to like bounce them off walls and stuff, but they couldn't really do it. And then now you could just take this gun and kind of just do that. Just shoot like a little grenade and just bounce it off walls and get kills. It just seems pretty cool.
It's a fun weapon.
Yeah, I saw it in a couple of those small clips. I didn't get to see much of it yet.
I think Sky tweeted out earlier today about how, you know, the Boomshot's getting stale. They've toned down the power of it, but the Mushka is it's a newer weapon, but it's more fun to use too, and it'll take more skill for you to get good with the angles, bouncing it off walls into enemy locations and such.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be cool.
So, Boomshot for me, I didn't like that it had 3 bullets or whatever left in it, 3 shells. I didn't like that. I still feel like it should be 2. Power-wise, it seemed like when we were playing free-for-all, there was a lot of fights around the Boomshot area on Library until it was kind of switched around. But after we'd use some different swaps and whatnot. But, I mean, in general, I just didn't like that it was so focused on that area. It still feels like people gravitate towards the Boomshot versus other weapons. So that's be my only thing. Balance-wise, that, you know, when people grabbed it, they were getting kills. It was easier to dodge, but it still felt like you were dying sometimes when people saw you. So I don't know.
It's like we said with the aiming. If you're good at aiming,
yeah. So yeah. I don't know. That's it. That's all I got for you guys. Hopefully that answers a number of questions that I've seen on Twitter. And when the game types come out, God, I can't wait to talk about those. We can host up another stream since Kenny won't do active reload.
I said I wouldn't. I just didn't feel like doing.
I called him out. I called out Kenny.
Active reload was so cool, man. I used to love that.
Well, yeah, but the
How many
game
episodes
guys,
did you
it's
do?
like, what do you talk about? I think we did it for like it did it for like a few months at least. It was a while.
It was getting bigger, Kenny, and then you just stopped it.
I was like, there was nothing to talk about.
We could have talked about anything. We could have a freestyle.
Man, well,
Freestyle?
Yeah.
well, change it up in the next one.
Shame. All right. Thanks, guys, for hopping on to talk about the game.
Thanks for the invite.
And there is also Rob and Puka. Aren't you guys going to be on another stream in a little bit? About 3 hours?
Oh,
that's me. Yeah, it's the Like Switch podcast at 8:30 on my channel, twitch.tv/it's Ocelot, where we talk all things gaming, and we'll be including a little bit of Judgment because Britt was there as well, Britt Talley, and she's on the show with me.
And you guys are talking about Gears Judgment?
We're going to talk a little bit about that as long as the year in review and so.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys can check that out. Rob, you can go ahead and post in the stream if you want to, the link in there.
My internet closed, so if someone wants to...
Barbos have
okay.
posted it for you.
Yeah.
Barbosa's got my back.
Boom. There's the stream. So that's at 8:30 Eastern?
Yes.
8:30 Eastern, guys. You guys can hear more Judgment discussion from Rob and Brutality, who were also testing Gears Judgment. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Catch you guys later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.